Well, happy Sunday, my friends. I'm going to do one quick video today. Quick enough. To all my Mountaineer fans out there. I don't know how many's out there. I know most of you guys. I got friends on this channel who are Michigan fans, Michigan State fans, Missouri fans, Ohio State fans, and of course West Virginia fans. But I know I renamed this channel to WVU Sports, even though I'm covering everything. Even the Olympics, I'm watching USA. So far, we're beating Serbia, but Serbia is a really, really good team. That's the only time I watch pro players play is in the Olympics. I can't get in NBA; just ain't my thing. The thought of a player getting paid $50 million a year or whatever just turns me off. But anyway, go USA. I'm doing a video today about do I really think West Virginia University, the Mountaineers, my beloved, go Mountaineers. I need to start my West Virginia football mini helmet again. I had to sell them a few months ago just to pay rent. Things were pretty tough back in January, February, March. But hopefully I got things situated out now. But need to get my collection started again. But can West Virginia really win 10 games this year? I had this on one of my first videos, West Virginia going 10-2. Hell, I think we can go 12-0. They got a good enough offense. The defense, is not bad. They're okay. But the schedule is tougher this year than last year. But look, West Virginia finished the season last year 5-1. We did lose, got beat at Oklahoma pretty bad, but we ended the season 5-1. We should have beat Oklahoma State at home. We screwed that game up. And the Houston game, well, Hail Mary won the game, and So West Virginia last year, and we get Penn State a game up until the third, late in the third quarter. So really, the only game we were really out of was the Oklahoma game. I'm telling you, West Virginia could have been 10-2 last year. Should have been 10-2, or and counting the bowl game would have been 11-2. So, look, the Penn State game, August 31st on Fox at noon, should be a night game, but whatever. It's going to tell me everything. You win that game, you're in the top 25. Because Penn State's going to be in the top 15. Probably not top 10, but definitely top 15, top 12. And I do think West Virginia can beat Penn State. There is no question about that. Boy, I'm looking forward to that game. I'm looking forward to that game. And then, of course, after that, they play FCS Albany. Not worried about that game. I don't want to talk about that game. Of course, that should be a gimme. Then they go to Pittsburgh. Eat shit, Pitt. Go fuck yourself, Pitt. I think it'll be a tight game. But if West Virginia don't win, but they still should win by 2 touchdowns. If they don't win by 2 touchdowns, something is wrong. But and hell, half those fans will be West Virginia fans anyway. Pittsburgh fans suck ass. Worst fan base in the country is Pittsburgh. All they care about is the Steelers. They don't give a shit about the Panthers in that city. Then we but then we play, our next game is Kansas. Actually, our first 3 out of 4 games to start the season is at home. So that's good. Well, take it about 4 out of 4 goals. Actually, going to Pittsburgh is a home game too. But Kansas, oh man, with Lance Leopold and the boys, Kansas think they're badasses now in football. No, you ain't. You're just a basketball school. Yeah, you're good right now, but Lance Leopold's going to leave your ass pretty soon to get a bigger and better job. We're going to put an ass whipping on Kansas, man. I'm not worried about Kansas. I'm not talking about the fucking Jayhawks. They think they're going to win the Big 12 this year, and they're absolutely full of shit. Anyway, let's move on to at Oklahoma State. That's a game that I think we will lose, but because Stillwater's tough to play. It's a tough place to play. I guarantee you, though, we're not going to lose by more than 7 points. We're going to give them a fucking game. Should be a high-scoring game. And then we host Iowa State. We're going to beat Iowa State's ass big time. I'm not worried about that fucking game right there. We ought to win by 3 or 4 touchdowns. If we don't, something is wrong. So I'm going to talk about the Cyclones. By the way, people at Iowa State need to get a life. Just saying. They have no history in football whatsoever. They've had some good seasons, yes, but does anybody across the country give a fuck about Iowa State Cyclones? No. Then we host Kansas State. One of the teams that is favored to win the Big 12 this year. It's going to be tough. It's going to be extremely tough. I still think West Virginia's going to win by a touchdown, but it's going to be tough. That's another game. If you win, you have a damn good chance of getting to the Big 12 championship game. And that's definitely a winnable game in Morgantown. Then we go to Arizona. I think that's the second game I said we would lose. But they are breaking in a new coach. Tucson's not really a tough place to play. I mean, sometimes it can be, but I still think their fans suck out there. I think it's a winnable game. I think it will be a high-scoring game, though, a shootout. Whoever has the ball last probably will win the game. But I definitely think West Virginia can win that game. I mean, it's, I know we have to go way out to fucking Tucson, Arizona, but it's definitely a winnable game. So they do have a good quarterback at Arizona, but whatever. Then at Cincinnati, if you can't win by 4 touchdowns at Cincinnati, there's no use talking about the rest of these games. But Cincinnati is not a tough place to play. They're one of the worst teams in the Big 12. I'm not going to talk about the Bearcats. Just go out and beat their ass. That's all you have to do. And a lot of those fans will be West Virginia fans because we will travel to Cincinnati. And then we play Baylor on November 16th. Baylor also one of the worst teams in the Big 12. Yes, we barely beat them last year. We played shitty in that game last year, but we still won. And I think we should win this game easily. Then on to Central Florida. For some reason, Central Florida think they're big time. I mean, they are getting there. I mean, Orlando and all that, they do have decent fans, but they're Central Florida. Just saying. They're not big time. Maybe in 10 years, yeah, they'll be big time. But right now, who fuck gives about the Central Florida Knights? Anyway, we whipped them last year at their place. It's going to be late in the year, November 23rd. The hell, they can't take the cold. Easy win, West Virginia. Then we go to Texas Tech. Lubbock, Texas, also one of the toughest places to play in the Big 12. But I think Texas Tech's not going to be that great this year. So I think West Virginia will. And by that time, believe me, that stadium will not be full. But the last game of the year, they just won't care. And I think West Virginia will go in there and easily win the game. Hell, I think West Virginia can go 12-0. It's just those 2 games at Oklahoma State and at Arizona. And of course, Penn State, Kansas State, all that. But I love when people are sleeping on the Mountaineers. I mean, it's great. Now, that being said, I'm not a big fan of Neil Brown. And if he doesn't win at least 9 games, yeah, he should be fired the next day. I mean, we got a team that we can win 9, 10, 11, 12 games. But if he doesn't win at least 9 games, you got to can his fucking ass, man. Send him back to Troy, Alabama. And bring in, hey, in a perfect world, I'd bring my favorite coach of all time back, Rich Rodriguez. I love Rich Rodriguez. What he's doing at Jacksonville State is great. And believe me, by this time next year, he's going to be at a big-time FBS school. Rich Rodriguez is a great coach. I wish some Mountaineer fans, or a lot of Mountaineer fans, would get over the 2007 game. Oh, he threw the game. No, he didn't. Jesus Christ, he threw the game. If you think that, you'll believe pigs can fly. God, people are such idiots, really. And I'm calling out a lot of Mountaineer fans. They can be such fucking idiots. I was like, he didn't throw the game. We just came in that game as a 28-point favorites. Thought we was going to push Pittsburgh around and play Ohio State for the national championship. We just didn't do it. Pat White was also beat up in that game. He didn't really get to play much. And Pittsburgh just went down our throats and pounded us out and beat us. I mean, it's simple as that. I don't understand why some people say, Rich Rodgers threw the game, And besides, those assholes at WVU didn't want to pay him enough or his assistant coaches. That's the reason he left. Wasn't you got to look out for you and your family. Don't people understand that? I don't understand the mindset of certain fans. I mean, if you would have paid Rich Rodriguez and his assistant coaches like they should have been paid and upgraded the facilities like they should have been, he'd still be there today. We probably could have had a couple of national championships right now with him as our coach. And I'd bring back Rich Rodriguez and get rid of Neil Brown's ass in a heartbeat if I could. Yes, I know things didn't work out in Michigan or Arizona for him, but he was a perfect fit at West Virginia. He was one of our own, West Virginia boy, and he was just a perfect fit at West Virginia. I love to bring back Rich Rodriguez. Love the guy. I know some people are commenting him, throwing him, saying all kinds of names bad about him, and I hate when they do that. Usually when I see that on Facebook or something, I'll comment and put those assholes in their place. He's done a lot for West Virginia University, and hopefully he'll get in the WVU Sports Hall of Fame someday, and I think he will. If he doesn't get in, nobody should. But he's done so much for the university, and he's not getting enough credit. Oh, he's a traitor. No, he's not a traitor. Pay the man and his assistants, he'd still be there. Anyway, I have to call out West Virginia fans sometimes because sometimes they're beyond delusional, and I love West Virginia sports more than anything, and I think a lot of those people do not. They just some of these people are just bandwagon assholes, and some of these people they don't have the knowledge enough to talk about football and basketball when it comes to WVU. They just don't. They're idiots. Now, I look on the comments and stuff. I mean, even some of the when they comment, they even misspell a lot of the words. It's like when they do that, just forget about it. There's no use talking. No use talking to those idiots. Just saying. And every fan base got idiots, and stupidity is not a good thing. So West Virginia has a great history in football. We're top 15 in wins of all time. We can compete with the big boys. We are the big boys. We've come close at least 3 times in my life for winning a national championship. And we will win a national championship. Maybe not with Neil Brown as coach, but we will win a national championship. We came close in 1988. Although 1922, we probably should have a piece of that title. I think we ought to do something about that and just get a banner and say we are the national champions in 1922. But 1988, 1993, and 2007. Of course, we came close in 2005, 2 in a way. In 2006, we were really good. But West Virginia will get there. You could lose a couple games, still get in the playoffs, still win it all. And so that's a good thing about expanding the teams to 12. I wish it expanded to 16 teams like the FCS has. Someday they will. But no more than that. It has to be a cap of 16. You don't want to get it too watered down. Anyway, but I also think we ought to get rid of conference championship games. They're not looking out for the players, man. Football, it's a tough fucking sport to play. And it's like, you're all beat up and banged up by the time it ends. They get rid of the conference championship games and maybe go back from 12 games, and knock it down to 11 again. You got to look out for the players, man. They're not looking out for the players enough, and that really pisses me off. Like I said in yesterday's video, I might not be a big fan of the NIL stuff, but also don't fault them for getting what they can, because and to be fair, the universities have been getting a lot of money from them over the years and making shitload of money. So, but that being said, they're still not looking out for the players, and as much as they should. And so, cut the season back to 11 games, get rid of the conference championship games, and just go straight into the bowl season and the playoffs. That's all you need to do. But anyway, let's go Mountaineers. I still have you 10-2, but they can go 12-0. But with Neil Brown as our coach, we'll probably go 7-5. I'm just being real about this shit. And like I said, if he doesn't win 9 games this year, let's get rid of Neil Brown, bring back Rich Rodriguez, or Jimbo Fisher, or Tony Gibson, and let's get this thing rolling, man. I'm sick of West Virginia just being like, we used to be, like I said, when Rodriguez was coaching, and even Bill Stewart, we were top 25 every year, man. Most years, and we had this thing rolling, man. It's like now it's, yeah, we had a decent season last year, and thank God we beat up the Tar Heels, because when I go to North Carolina, those assholes down there are going to hear from me, by golly. I was like, I'm not no fucking Tar Heel, not no damn Wolfpack. I'm a West by God Virginia Mountaineer fan. And when I get there, I'm going to have my West Virginia flag waving, the state flag and the WVU flag. Believe me, they're going to know where I'm from. But anyway, thank you guys. I got 55 subscribers. Hopefully, I can get to 100 by September, October. But I'd love for you guys to help with that. I'm not going to promote this channel on Facebook anymore. I done give up on the people back home. Screw it. I don't need them anyway. I got my friends here in Michigan. I got my family in Georgia and North Carolina. And I got some people back home on my channel, which is great. But whatever. I hope it makes them happy. Anyway, I love you guys. You know that. And these videos are always dedicated to my brother Jamie, the coolest cat I ever known in my life. Anyway, I love you guys, and I will come back tomorrow with probably several videos, probably a few prediction videos as well. You guys take care.